Hello guys, you're watching Positivity, the channel devoted to making YouTube a positive place again. And today I'm going to be talking about a subject that I haven't really touched on before, but it's Fortnite. And if you're watching this, you've probably heard of it. And either your son, boyfriend, friend, students were talking about Fortnite and you just didn't know what it is. Or if you already know what Fortnite is, and your friend was asking what it is, and you didn't feel like taking 15 minutes to explain that, just send him this video, and hopefully it'll answer all of your questions. But if there is a subject that I did not talk about, that you're confused about in Fortnite, please leave a comment and I will get back to that as soon as I can. Okay, so Fortnite is basically a battle royale game, which means 100 people or 70 people, how many amount it is. In this case, it's 100 people in Fortnite, but land on a small island where you have to gather guns, resources, anything that you can to be the last player alive. It's kind of similar to Hunger Games, where the circle closes in and the last remaining player or person wins the game. Now, this is a pretty fun concept, and I think it's lots of people's fantasies, especially after either watching the Hunger Games books or, watching the movie. It's a really cool idea and subject, and which makes it even cooler, and why everybody started to play it is because it's a free game. And that's pretty amazing on its own, because most games these days aren't free. They're either $60 or some crazy amount like that, which is just ridiculous for digital content, and then you're probably asking yourself, well, if it's a free game, how does the developers of the game make any money? And that's where a battle pass and items that you can buy come in. Now, these items are only cosmetic and they don't affect how you play, but they affect how you look. Like, if you look into the background footage right now, that outfit that the girl is wearing, that is not standard. She paid for that with her own money. Well, actually, she earned it. You can either earn them or buy them. Most people buy them. And Fortnite is just pretty crazy, because you can play by yourself or you can play in teams of 2 or 4. Now, what that means is you can play with your friends in real life and communicate with them and use strategy and just do pretty fun stuff on there. And it gets pretty intense at times, but I'm sure you've seen clips on Snapchat or Instagram of some of the sort where people are overreacting and they're screaming and yelling because they want a game. Now, I've played Fortnite myself, and I will tell you, it gets very intense. I have over 400 hours logged onto the game, which is a lot, but I have nothing else to do. And yeah, whenever you win a game, it's probably the best feeling ever. There's nothing quite like it. It's kind of like addictive almost. You win one game and you immediately want to win another, and it's really addictive. I know I said that before, but I can't think of another word that would describe it. But just the feeling of winning with your mates is incredible, and you just want it to happen over and over again. So I'm going to show you an image of the map right now, and it's pretty big, and you can pick which places you want to land. And so there's something called the battle bus, which brings you over the island, and you can drop off out of it whenever you want to land at different places. One thing about Fortnite that makes it unique to other games like PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds or H1Z1 is the building aspect. The building aspect is a part that I think Fortnite did very, very well, because it's very easy to build and you can do it quite quickly once you get some practice. And I think that just brings a new layer of gameplay that most other games don't have. It's a fully destructible environment, which I think is pretty cool. Not a lot of shooters have that aspect of the game. The only other one that I can think of right now is Rainbow Six Siege, which is another widely successful game, and also Battlefield. Battlefield is another game where it has a fully destructible environment and you use guns to kill other people, but it's not quite like Fortnite, you know, and most people might mistake Fortnite for a kid's game just because the graphics are kind of childish, but it's really not that, and people that haven't played Fortnite before can bash it, but there's just nothing really quite like Fortnite. As the circle closes in, it forces you inside and forces you closer to near players. Once you die in a game, you don't come back to life, which makes it all the more intense in gunfights. Probably seen this on Snapchats, but it's the #1 victory royale, and I've heard some people call it like the #1 victory royale game just because they've seen it on other people's social media sites and they haven't really understand what all that's meant. So the game is not called Victory 1 Royale, or whatever it says, #1 Victory Royale. That's just the image that pops up to show you that you've won the game. That has nothing to do with the title of the game or what you should call it. You should probably not call it that. That might embarrass you. Alright guys, I think I'm gonna let the rest of this gameplay play out just so you can see sort of what it looks like to win a game. And once that #1 victory royale message pops up, that does mean that he has won the game. Now if you've enjoyed this video, I don't normally ask for this, but if you could, you know, leave a comment or a like or something, it would really help me out because my channel is struggling since over half of my videos have gotten demonetized. You know, I have to feed my kids. Right now they're fed off of carrot peels and potato paste. So if you could share this video with somebody else, that would really help my kids out, and hopefully child support does not take them away.